Max, what are you doing? We gotta go. You gotta get dressed.
Get dressed for what?
The movie thing.
What movie thing?
The red carpet.
Red carpet for what?
Shazam!
What? Well, that takes care of that.
Yeah, that worked out.
Shall we?
Let's go. That didn't work.
All right.
Do you want to drive?
Sure.
Okay, let's go.
Say my name so my powers may flow through you.
But I don't know your name, sir.
Shazam.
Are you for real?
Say, okay! Shazam!
What is happening?
It's crazy, right?
What are your superpowers?
Superpowers, dude? I don't even know how to pee in this thing.
Super strength, electricity manipulation, hyperspeed. Can you fly? You have bullet immunity!
I'm bulletproof.
You're dead.
Sorry about your window,
Have a good
but
night.
you're welcome for not getting robbed. Oh, hey, what's up? I'm a superhero.
Welcome to the IGN Live Shazam Red Carpet Premiere, brought to you by the Army National Guard. I'm Jackie Jane.
And I'm Max Scoville. We are coming to you live from Hollywood, where not only do we have direct access to the stars of the film, at the end of the show, we're going to have an exclusive, never-before-seen clip from the movie you won't find anywhere else until you see it in theaters on April 5th.
And there's a carnival behind us. They got rides, they got prizes, they got games. It's a party back there, but it's a party in here. Look at this crowd. Check out this stage. I mean, it's like there's electricity in the air.
That might have something to do with the fact that there is a functional lightning machine, which is about to let some sparks fly. You want to kick this off?
Sure thing. Okay, guys, just say the word.
That was amazing. Here we are.
Seriously,
Yeah.
you like pinch me right now.
So that guy's doing something pretty scary up there. I was told that he couldn't wear that suit for too long because if he sweats, the electricity gets a little bit attracted to that.
Okay,
So that's
scary
real
job there.
actual lightning
Yeah.
on a red carpet.
Also, this is just absolutely an incredible atmosphere. We're on Hollywood Boulevard right now, right in front of the TCL Chinese Theater, and there are hundreds of people around us, and they are in cosplay.
Mm-hmm.
They're wearing the Shazam shirts. We got some signs. People are desperate to get autographs and selfies.
Yeah, I mean, we're between a Ferris wheel and a lightning machine, and then there's a bunch of people in superhero costumes, and it's all in honor of Shazam, which is a really good time.
Yeah.
We've both seen it, we both love it, and we're apparently not crazy because it's sitting at a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, and IGN gave it an 8.8, so make sure you check out our review.
Yeah, now what do you know about Shazam? Before seeing the movie, were
Oh my
you...
goodness. Okay, so Shazam was actually more popular than Superman back in the day, which totally makes sense.
It's good that was back in the day because if you said that kind of thing now, you'd get in arguments with strangers on the internet.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, both of them are pretty cool, though, not gonna lie. But yeah, I mean, this movie was completely off the chain. It is absolutely hysterical. Zachary Levi does a great job. The kid actors are hilarious and fantastic, and we're gonna see all of these stars tonight on the red carpet premiere.
But first, for anybody who isn't fully familiar with Shazam, we have a quick piece to explain just who this character is and where he came from. Let's take a look.
Shazam!
My name so my powers flow through you.
Shazam is hoping to make magic on the silver screen. So here's what you need to know about the world's mightiest mortal.
Superpowers, dude? I don't even know how to pee in this thing.
The young Billy Batson made his first appearance in 1940's Whiz Comics #2 from Fawcett Comics. The orphan was granted incredible abilities from an aging wizard. Whenever Billy utters the word Shazam, he transforms into a powerful hero with abilities that rival those of Superman himself. Billy was also tasked with defending the Rock of Eternity, an enchanted place at the nexus of space and time. The name Shazam is an acronym for the 6 mythological figures who provide his powers. He can also generate lightning, easily solve complex puzzles, and can transfer a portion of his powers to others, allowing him to give rise to powerful sidekicks. Basically, he's an unstoppable one-man army who can only be defeated if his enemies can somehow trick Shazam into transforming back into an ordinary kid. So Billy lives a dual life. Some days he's a lonely foster kid making his way in the world, and some days he soars through the sky, battling villains like the fiendish Dr. Sivana.
You're like a bad guy, right?
Zachary Levi will play Shazam. Asher Angel will take on the role of Billy. And we'll see if Shazam will enchant audiences once more.
Sorry about your window, but you're welcome for not getting robbed. Oh, hey, what's up? I'm a superhero.
Why, thank you, Jackie. That was very informative.
You're welcome.
Now, I believe guests are just starting to arrive.
Yes. I believe Ian Chen's limousine just pulled up. And he is a part of the foster family with Billy Batson. We don't want to go into spoilers too much, but he is an awesome character that I think our audience would definitely relate to.
He's very funny. All the kids in this movie give phenomenal performances.
Yeah.
And you know, they do a very good job of ducking that sort of, you know, precocious child star thing. They've got a bit of an attitude to them, which is a great time.
And we just saw Jovan Armand pull up, and it's crazy. Like, this Hollywood Boulevard is shut down right now. Hundreds of people here, limousines just pulling up. I mean, this is a glamorous red carpet event right now. All for Shazam.
It's a literal carnival.
Yeah, so right now we're seeing some of the stars going over, interacting with fans, and they're taking selfies, giving out autographs, and that's just so awesome to see. All these people are so amped for this movie.
It's adorable, and honestly, I think that sort of this kind of positive energy begets positivity. Shazam is a wonderful, sort of joyful, triumphant, you know, for lack of just using this word repeatedly, very fun movie.
Yeah.
Which is nice. You know, it's cool when, you know, it's not always the end of the world and the fate of the universe. Sometimes you got to have a good time being a superhero.
So, if you could have one of Shazam's powers, what would you want?
The ability to turn into an adult.
Yeah,
I'm not great at that part.
Good answer on that, right? I mean, I would totally fly just so I could see all of this from that angle because it looks really awesome from down here. I can only imagine up there. And
I think
we want to know, people at home, like, tell us in the comments section, okay, like, what do you want to see out of Shazam? What are you looking forward to? What Shazam power would you want? Who's stronger, Superman or Shazam? Tell us in the comment section.
But,
Any other fun questions for him?
Keep it a good, clean fight, you know?
Yeah, clean.
Now, something that's really cool about Shazam is that his powers are rooted in magic, which is something they haven't really played with too much in the DC universe film so far. So I'm curious to see how that kind of affects future DC movies.
Yeah, definitely. That's one of our questions for Mr. Mark Strong.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what he says. Okay, so talking about Mark Strong, let's talk about his character, Dr. Sivana. We have a book report on it. Check it out.
Shazam!
Okay, so you know who and what Shazam is, but have you heard of his nemesis, Dr. Sivana? Don't worry, we got you. This is Dr. Sivana, and here's everything you need to know about him.
Oh, you're like a bad guy, right?
If Shazam is like Superman, then Dr. Sivana is very much his Lex Luthor. And where Shazam is a superhero magically empowered by 6 mighty gods, Sivana is a super genius who believes the world does not appreciate his gifts, so, you know, as evil villains do, he's gonna make the world pay. In the comics, Sivana is an extremely intelligent scientist inventor who conjures up weapons and devices most men couldn't even imagine. And in DC's New 52 relaunch, after being burned and half blinded by a magical lightning bolt, Sivana can now see magical energy with the naked eye. The movie version looks like the bad doctor has had a significant upgrade. Dr. Sivana is a character as old as Captain Marvel Shazam himself, having also debuted in the pages of 1940s Whiz Comics. He holds the distinction of appearing in more stories than any other Shazam villain. Early Captain Marvel stories established that Sivana was once a promising inventor whose work was shunned by the world, compelling him to withdraw to the harsh climate on Venus and plot revenge against the world. He even built a family of his own on Venus with his Venusian children, joining in his vendetta against the Captain Marvel family. The 1987 miniseries Shazam: The New Beginning revealed that Sivana is also Billy Batson's step-uncle, while 1994's The Power of Shazam established that Sivana, like Lex Luthor, was once a successful business tycoon whose hatred of his sworn enemy caused him to lose everything. Most recently, Sivana received another origin overhaul for DC's New 52 relaunch. A backup story running in the pages of the monthly Justice League comic in 2012 established that Sivana is desperately searching for a magical cure to save his deceased family members. But with the New 52 making way for DC Rebirth, it's unclear when or if this open-ended story will be continued. What is clear is Sivana has finally come to life on screen, where he'll be played by Mark Strong. But we're guessing, spoilers, he won't be living on Venus.
All right, and we're back right now, and one of our first guests has arrived, our very first guest, in fact. This is Ian Chen, who plays Eugene in Shazam.
Hey! Oh my gosh, so right off the bat, if you could have one of Shazam's powers, what would you take? I asked Max a little while ago.
You know what? Like, Shazam has so many powers. Like, flight, invincibility with the bullets. It'd be cool to fly over all the traffic in LA.
That would be pretty convenient.
That's a great answer.
Now, IGN, our website, is predominantly a site about video games. In the movie, you play a hardcore gamer.
Yes.
Are you a gamer in real life?
I am, actually.
What are you playing these days?
You know what? My parents don't really like me to, but I play some Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
Oh, man.
Some Overwatch.
You are actually a hardcore gamer.
Yeah.
That is impressive. I was expecting, not to be ageist or anything. I was expecting like Fortnite or Apex Legends.
Oh, you know what? I'm anti-Fortnite. Sorry for all of you guys.
That's okay. So no Fortnite dance moves, I'm assuming.
No.
It's like, nah, we ain't gonna do that.
I can do a mean Orange Justice though.
Okay, all right. So, who is your favorite superhero?
Ooh, Shazam. But below Shazam, it would be, I think, maybe Batman because he has all the gadgets and everything. He's rich.
I like that. He's rich. I love it.
Now, if you could morph into a superhero like Shazam does, what would be your magical transformation word?
My magical transformation.
Like if you could shout a magic word
Oh,
and turn
I
into a super.
see, I see.
Yeah, what comes right to your head first?
Banana.
Banana. That's.
I love it. What would his powers be?
He would be able to shoot bananas out of his mouth.
and they make people slip.
Yes, they make villains slip, not ordinary people.
Awesome. Well, Ian, thank you so much for coming by.
Aw, you were so great in the movie.
You're phenomenal in the movie.
Aw,
And,
thank you so much.
Good luck out there in Counter-Strike.
Yeah, seriously. It's a harsh world out there. Okay, that was super fun.
Yeah.
We got our first guest.
Dude, that's a pretty easy first interview. Let's talk about video games for a minute.
Yeah, I know, right? Totally easy for us. But again, we're just starting to see the limousines pulling up here. We have a lot of guests. I do see Jovan Armand coming up. Oh, he's got some Shazam swag on
he is
that.
a
You
soundtrack.
see that? Yeah, come on up. Yay!
All right. Well, there's the red carpet there.
Hey,
and joining us now, Jovan Armand.
That's me. What's up?
We're loving the necklace, man.
Thank you so much. It's actually from Blue Moon & Co. Shout out to them.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
So I heard that you're a rapper, right?
Yes.
Have you created a rap about Shazam or no?
I don't know if I can tell you guys. It's not out yet, but actually I'm working on a song with the Baker Boys about the 7 deadly sins from the comic book. So.
Okay, I like that. Can we get a sample here?
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 deadly sins, and they coming for me, man. That's all you get. That's all you get.
That's a pretty good little
Okay,
sample
because
right there.
I was gonna say Shazam ain't no ham. He's the man.
Maybe workshop it.
Okay, yeah, we'll leave the rapping to you. I think that's good. Yeah.
Very impressive. This is also hilarious because I feel like you don't talk a whole bunch in the movie, and you come out here and you are.
I'm a talkative man. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Tell us about what it's like being out there and being able to interact with the crowd.
I mean, it's amazing. Everybody's got such high energy, and they're excited for the film, and I'm just equally as excited, man. So.
Great. So, stupid hypothetical question. If you had the powers of Shazam, what is the first thing you would go and do?
I would go and take selfies with all the fans, of course. That's for sure.
That's fair.
And then I would go to a photo shoot. I want to make sure that, I get some good shots of the biceps and all that
Nice.
for my Instagram.
What was it like working with Zachary Levi? Was he like
Zach, he's amazing, dude. He's hilarious. Honestly, he's such a nice guy to work with, very genuine, all kinds of laughs every day on set. He would play music all the time. He'd play ABBA. We'd always dancing,
ABBA, okay, there you go. So
Yeah.
if you could pick out your favorite superhero, who would it be?
The Flash.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I'm a big fan of the CW's Flash currently. And I don't know, I just always been fascinated with the Flash. Growing up, though, I was a big fan of Superman.
So if you could play a character on The Flash, who would it be?
Who would I? Just the man himself.
Yeah, I was going to be like, come on, totally.
Exactly.
Okay, great.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
Okay, if you had to be a super villain, who would you go for? That's a tough one because it's mean to be a super.
Lex Luthor is always my go-to.
I don't know. I would say Brainiac.
Ooh,
Good answer.
Okay, I love it. Thank you so much, Jovan Armand. He
Thanks so
plays
much for coming
Pedro
by.
Pena, a part of the Foster family. And yeah, go take some more selfies,
Yeah.
man. We really
you don't
appreciate
need
you doing the interview.
superpowers to do that.
Or you
go
can
out and
rap
take
some more
selfies
for
right
us.
now.
You want me to rap for you? I got one thing. Ready?
Okay, one more.
It's just a little thing for my song called Foreign. Ready? Who got the foreign? Yeah. That's all you get.
Okay. Very talented young man here. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Aw, yeah. Go have some fun, man. Oh, man, this is so much fun. Great to speak with him. So, we got some more book reports for you.
Yeah, we did a lot of homework for this.
Yeah, we did.
Obviously, people compare, Shazam to Superman. They both have capes. They're both from DC. But what's the real difference? Who would win in a fight? Let's take a look at Shazam versus Superman.
My name so my powers flow through you.
In terms of raw strength, most comic stories seem to give the edge to Superman. Not only is he one of the most powerful beings in superhero comics, his strength seems limited only by the imagination of the writer. Back in the Silver Age, Superman could basically do whatever the story demanded of him. Shazam, by comparison, gets his powers from the gods and calls upon the strength of Hercules, a god whom Superman has bested in the past. Basically, if both heroes are competing in a weightlifting competition, we'd give the edge to the Man of Steel.
Wait, for real?
But in a one-on-one fight, it's a different story. That's because Shazam is powered by magic, one of Superman's few weaknesses. Magic isn't as foolproof of a weapon against Superman as kryptonite, but it can cut through his defenses and cause him pain. If Shazam is determined to finish the fight quickly and make the most of his lightning, he can and has gotten the better of Superman.
Shazam!
We assume the same will hold true when and if these two characters ever meet on the big screen in the DCEU. Shazam may temporarily get the upper hand on Superman when they bump into each other for the first time, and his magic overwhelms the Man of Steel, but we expect they'll quickly put aside their differences and fight against a common enemy.
Oh, you're like a bad guy, right?
And everybody, we are with Grace Fulton, who plays Mary Bromfield. She's a part of the Foster family with Billy Batson. And, you know, family and good parenting is such a big part of this movie. Do you think that to be a good superhero, you need good parents?
Yes, I do, yeah.
Why is it important?
Oh my goodness, parents provide support, they provide wisdom, hopefully, and lessons. If you don't have good parents, I mean, you have Sivana happening.
I feel bad if Batman's listening. That's
poor Batman.
Very sad.
I mean, but then there's Batman, right? And Batman's such a good example of like,
you can still persevere.
He has Alfred,
persevering,
you know?
and he has Alfred.
Now, I wanted to ask you, you actually were in Annabelle Creation, which was David S. Sandberg's movie previous to this, and that's very scary. Shazam has some scary moments in it. What's it like being on a horror set versus a superhero set, and how did David differ as a director between the two?
That's a really good question. On Annabelle, there was a lot of practical effects, so I rarely worked with anything that was a tennis ball or a green screen. It was all very practical. Whereas with Shazam, you've got green screens, you've got tennis balls, you've got guys with antennas that are holding you, and you're like, ah! Okay.
It's a lot more using the imagination, I guess.
So much imagination.
So back to Shazam. If you got the powers of Shazam, which one would you use the most? Like, what would be the first thing you do?
Someone asked me this, and I think I would just try to pick up something heavy. Like, I think my first instinct would be like, can I pick that up? And that would be my
like a car.
Instinct. Yeah, probably. Okay. I'd be like, oh, cool.
That'd be really upsetting if you try to pick up something heavy and just like hurt yourself right off the back. And you're like,
hurt the back.
Kind of just sit on the couch for a minute.
Yeah, and then I'd kick back. Yeah, watch something and be like, man, that was great.
Now, Shazam transforms when he says the word Shazam, obviously. If you had a magical transformation superhero word, what would it be? We asked Ian and he said banana.
What did he say?
He said banana.
Whatever
so
comes to your head first.
Wow.
I feel like you'd be accidentally transforming left and right.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Oh, I thought she was like in awe of the question. No. Wow.
Oh,
okay.
I don't know. That's the first thing.
That's okay. We're putting you on the spot.
What would your special powers be?
I think it would be so cool to have healing, but like body regeneration properties. So if I was in a fight, I have all the other superhero stuff, right?
Yeah.
But like main thing is like if I was in a fight and I lost an arm, I could just be like, like a starfish.
If the back was hurting, you'd just be like, whoop, I'm good.
I wonder if I lost an arm, if it would regenerate into another person.
That would be really creepy. I don't know if I want
wasn't Annabelle.
Yeah, there you go. I love that. So, tell us a little bit about working with Zachary Levi. Is he as like big of a goofy teenager as he seems like?
Yeah. I feel bad when I watch Asher, Jack, and Zach because Asher's the adult out of the group, and but Zach is so professional. I learned so much from him because he has such a long history being in this industry, and he really knows. I mean, he was on Chuck for so many years. So when you're working with him, he spots problems from a mile away and kind of is able to help shorten our time down and get all the coverage we need. It was neat to learn from him.
And there's so many superhero movies out right now. What do you think makes Shazam different?
I think that it's uplifting and it's fun. I think right now a lot of our superhero movies are so serious and they demand so much from us. And listen, I'm a fan. I'll cry over a superhero movie, but I think it's fun to go to the movies and have fun. And that's what you get with this movie.
If you could be in any other DC superhero movie, announced or otherwise, what would you pick?
Something with Batman.
Good answer.
I'm such a Batman fan.
All right. Yeah. Great answer. Grace Fulton, thank you so much. And just step off to the right here and go engage with those fans. There's hundreds of them out here. Aww, thank you so much for chatting with us. Tons of people are starting to arrive. We have Zachary Levi here talking to our social team, and I believe that I saw the producer Peter Safran as well. It is getting crowded up in here.
But yeah, so we've already spoken with Ian Chen. We got to speak with Javon Armand. Just spoke with Grace Fulton.
Those kids are incredible.
Yes,
I'm seriously
really
just
great.
floored at that, and you know it translates in the
They're
movie too.
hysterical in the movie, seriously. So, again, this is
I can't
just
even tell who's showing up right now.
Yeah, it's just hundreds of people out here on Hollywood Boulevard. It's just like complete chaos, for lack of a better word. So, again, we said that Zachary Levi is speaking with our social team, and we heard Grace Fulton speaking about how she worked with him, or she saw him on Chuck, and just how hysterical he was. And his comedy is just 100% in this movie.
So he's a really funny guy. I got to work with him a little bit in person at San Diego Comic-Con. We had him and Jack and Asher come on, along with David, on our panel, and Zach comes running out, and he's doing the live Instagram thing with the filters on, and he's having everyone have cat ears, and we're like moments from going live. We're like, okay, I guess roll with it. And he's just a big goofball. Yeah. We got to walk around New York Comic-Con together, and he just was surprising fans and making them say what Shazam stood for.
He's so playful.
It's one thing for somebody to be able to do that when the cameras are rolling, but to be like, you know, just basically goofing around when he's just, you know, off the cuff. It takes a lot of work.
Yeah, and he came out to our office in LA, and actually he and Asher Angel and Jack, they played Apex Legends, which is hilarious. And then he was so adorable. He was basically interacting with our office dog Reggie, and like just having the time of his life. It was so cute.
Well, he's going to be here any minute. He's currently. Where is he? He's waiting
hugging
his way.
people.
He's taking pictures.
He's taking photos. He's just like having a blast out there. Yeah.
He's done sort of the Comic-Con circuit a bunch of times, and I think he really gets what it takes to sort of interact with fans, and that's it's cool to see, you know, so much of that here right now. Yeah. And also the Ferris wheel is fun, you know.
I mean, I wish that we could show people the entirety of this red carpet.
Hey! Good to see you. Hi. Good to see you.
You too, brother.
How's it going?
Yeah, really well, man. I mean,
You're speechless.
Words, yeah, I really am, man. I mean, it's such an out-of-body experience. You're driving here, and I keep seeing my bubblegum chewing mug on like all these bus stops and up on buildings, and Warner Brothers believes in us so much that they, you know, foot the bill for a friggin' Ferris wheel and a carnival, and we shut down Hollywood Boulevard. I don't even know. Like, this is all like these really huge dreams coming true, and it doesn't all feel real right now.
It's real, man.
I hope so. I hope I don't wake up from this anytime soon.
So there's a thing in the first trailer. You had a gag about going to the bathroom in that suit. How do I go to the bathroom with this? We've heard lots of stuff about the costume and how it's like super high tech. Was it actually difficult to go to the bathroom?
Yeah, incredibly difficult to go to the bathroom in that thing. Yeah, I mean, look, they're built for like aesthetic. They're not necessarily built for utility altogether. So, you know, you got to hide zippers and things, and those require another person who works in costumes. My lovely costumers on the movie who would come over and, you know, very intimately unzip my certain compartments in order for me to go.
I love that.
Certain compartments.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. So you and Asher, you guys, whoa, what's going on there?
I'm just fixing my little
Okay, cool. So you and Asher both play Billy, and we wanted to know, how did you guys develop that character together and the mannerisms? Like, you guys both had the same movements.
Well, great, good. I'm glad to hear that. Well, Asher and I fortunately had some time before we started shooting the movie where we had, you know, some good rehearsal time with David F. Sandberg, our incredible director, and he would kind of direct him through some scenes, and we would shoot that, and I was just trying to observe him as best I could and emulate that as best I could, but that was more, I think, an energy, and I learned a lot about him just having like dinners with him and his family and learning about his head and his heart, and he's just such an incredibly talented, sweet kid, and as is Jack, Dylan Grazer, as are all of the kids in the movie. I'm just so proud of all of them, like ridic.
Aww.
Yeah.
So Shazam is definitely not what I'd call like a dark and broody movie, and the same can't be said about Thor: The Dark World. Yeah. How did playing Fandral set you up to play Shazam? How do you feel about that sort of?
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, I'm so grateful that Kevin Feige and Kenneth Branagh and everybody involved in the Thor franchise saw fit to hire me for that job. And what an incredible journey all that was. I wish we, as the Warriors 3, could have done more. But, you know, if I need to be a sacrificial lamb to Cate Blanchett's Hela, then rock and roll. But being able to do all that and then die in that universe and be resurrected in this universe as my own superhero, wearing the spandex and the cape, is just all so magical.
Yeah, you're chewing bubblegum on billboards.
Amen, brother.
There it is. Thanks so much, Zach.
My pleasure.
Absolutely.
You're fantastic.
Great to see you. Thank you.
Have a blast in there, man.
Thank you,
Movie is awesome. Oh man, Zachary Levi, there was the star.
He's a good dude. All right, now coming up next.
Hi,
Oh, wow.
we got Mark Strong, Dr. Sivana. Eye looks good though, man.
Thanks, it's much better. Thank you very
is
much.
it good? Glad to hear that infection thing kind of cleared up. So yeah.
So this is actually your second time playing a villain in a DC movie.
It is.
What attracts you to that, and what made you choose to do that again?
Because they're good fun. Villains are good fun. They get the best costumes, I think. They get the best lines. With this one, I get to fly, fire electricity out of my hands. What's not to love?
So talking about all that magic, how do you think introducing magic is going to affect the DC universe? Like, in film-wise?
It's going to make it a lot more fun.
Okay.
You know, magic is and of itself magical, and I think the movies that DC have been putting out could use a little bit of that now.
Can you tell us a little bit about what Dr. Sivana has going for him that sort of separates him from, you know, the usual supervillains?
Well, what the film does, interestingly, is start with the villain's backstory. You never get that. You never get to see the whys and the wherefores. The villains tend to be kind of two-dimensional. They come in, they just need to be the nemesis of the hero. But with this guy, you get to see why that might be the case. Should you be interested in that? So you may not like him, but you may at least understand him. So I think that's different. And he has the sins, these sins that live inside him that he can use as his allies to defeat everybody. So our hero is in real jeopardy.
Okay, one last question. Who wins in a staring contest, Nick Fury or Dr. Sivana? You know, like the one eye thing?
The staring contest, I can not blink for days on end. So I think I would win.
There we go. Strong words, sir. Thank you so much.
It's a rare talent.
It's a rare talent.
Nice
Thank you so much.
Right.
Mark Strong, Dr. Sivana. Have a great evening. They're going to go wild when they see you. Jack Dylan Grazer in the house. Plays Freddie Freeman.
Good to see you.
Oh my gosh, it is so exciting to see you. And Max and I were talking earlier, and basically he's like the star, right?
Yeah, so it says Shazam on the poster. Obviously it's about Shazam, but like you're up there on the...
I am on there.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I would say this is...
That is me.
This is just as much a Freddie Freeman movie as it is...
It should be called Freddie.
I think it should be called Freddie.
Well, it's funny you said that. So we made a trailer, and it's basically the Freddie Freeman movie, because we thought, you know, basically that's what it should be. Could you narrate the trailer for us? We're going to show it to you right now.
Please.
Okay. Let's roll it. Let's roll it. There we go. So just narrate what's going on and why you're the star.
The leader of the pack, Freddie Freeman, played by the all-star actor Jack Dylan Grazer, the greatest actor on the face of the earth, stars in Freddie Freeman, the Magic Man.
You have 10 more seconds.
Oh no, he is so great, and his name is Freddie. DC presents this movie.
I mean,
I'm not on the spot right
no,
now.
No, that was great. I mean, the voice. It was all, it was the resonance. Yeah,
I smell a spinoff. That seems like a pretty solid one right there.
I think so too. A spinoff would be fantastic.
Okay.
So who is your go-to character in Mortal Kombat? Because we saw you guys playing.
Oh, probably Kano.
Kano, what's your like go-to move?
Mash the buttons and hope it works.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Basically what I do. Yeah. And then I always do like a punch for a finisher. Or, like, I'm not good.
But you like Kano. That's all that matters.
I like Kano a lot. He's kind of a badass to me.
Hey,
That's pretty cool.
All
There
right.
we go. Well, thank you so much for chatting with us.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yay,
I love the suit.
and great narration. We're waiting for the Freddie Freeman movie.
That kid is ridiculously talented.
No, that's awesome. Hey,
All right.
we got Peter Safran in the house.
How you doing?
Where to even begin?
I
mean,
know.
wow.
Where do you begin with tonight?
I mean, this is completely magical.
Amazing,
I mean,
right?
This atmosphere and everything. My first question for you is, how do you think Shazam will impact the way DC movies are going to be made moving forward? Because it is quite different than what we've seen.
You know, listen, I think that DC have the same idea we do now, which is every movie that they make should have the right tone for that particular character. And Shazam is such a fun character. He's all about wish fulfillment. He's fun and funny. And that's the tone that you should have for the film. So I think, you know, Aquaman has got its own fantastical element. Shazam's fun and funny. Wonder Woman's got her thing. And I think they just realized that each tone has got to be specific for each movie.
Okay.
Do you think there's still room for dark superhero movies?
What's that? Oh, absolutely. Listen, there are certain characters like Batman, like the Joker, that dark tone is perfect for them. It's what you really want to see. So absolutely.
So Dwayne Johnson was an executive producer on this. So are we going to be seeing him in a different role, not just producer?
Well, not in this movie Shazam. But one day, hopefully, you'll see him as Black Adam in his own standalone movie.
Okay, I like that. Can you
I hope so. I'm giving you no hints. I hope, as a fan I hope that he does his own standalone Black Adam movie.
So we'll see him in Shazam 2.
From your lips. From your lips. Make that happen.
Well, so this movie works as a standalone movie, which is phenomenal. But obviously, you know, that there is a DC universe at hand. Is there a chance we're going to see Shazam showing up alongside other DC heroes at some point?
Listen, Shazam exists in a universe where they all exist. So Batman, Superman, they're all real, right? So you'd hope that eventually there's an opportunity to put Shazam, a 14-year-old boy in a superhero's body, in amongst some of these angsty older superheroes and see what happens. It would be a lot of fun.
So you can see just how excited all these people are. What do you think they're going to love about this movie? Why is it going to stand out to them?
I think they're going to love its unique tone. It is a fun and funny action comedy with an unbelievable wish fulfillment core to it. It's just unlike any other superhero movie out there, and I think they're really going to respond to that.
Peter Safran, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Yay,
really
have a
it.
wonderful evening. Oh, my goodness. Okay. So that was Peter. Oh, hey.
We're magically switching positions
Musical
because
chairs, yeah.
There we go. I have to block out the sun.
Yeah, you have to block out the sun. Good thing we're tall. What are you, like 6'6"?
It's too tall for this.
I'm
too tall to be interviewing
I wasn't
children.
tall enough, apparently. So, okay, right now we see Asher Angel. He was just finishing up with our social team. It looks like he is heading on over here. He obviously plays Billy Batson, who we absolutely adore. He is hilarious in it. And also very important to mention that this is all brought to you by the Army National Guard.
Yeah,
all right,
and just a reminder, at the end of the show, we're going to have an exclusive clip from the end of, sorry.
Sorry, we got some people coming up. We got
Yeah,
some people
lot of
coming up.
stuff going on here.
Lots going on here. Okay.
What's up, guys?
Hey,
Asher,
what's
good to see you, man.
up?
Good to see you
Asher
again.
Angel. Good handshake, sir. That was a strong handshake. Okay, so what's something really interesting about Shazam that surprised you while you were getting ready for this?
I think what surprised me is it's a kid that can turn into an adult, but not just any adult superhero, and can fly across the world and chase bad guys and save people. So it's kind of like a superhero movie that meets big, and I was like, wow, that's like so different and so cool. So yeah.
So you and Zach both play Billy. Did you have to work together to kind of nail down the mannerisms?
Yes. I mean, I know I was watching this on the way here, which is kind of funny, and Zach was like, yeah, we had time. We didn't have that much time, to be honest. No,
Hold on, you're watching the IGN Live?
I was watching the IGN.
Love
I'm a fan.
Yes.
Oh, thanks, dude.
I was watching, and I mean, we had some time. We got together, we went over the script, but we really just bonded, like trusting each other and trusting David's vision. So that really helped, and it worked, and we're here, and it's insane.
So we've seen Zachary Levi doing an impression of you, so to speak. Can you do your best Zachary Levi impression?
Yeah, I can. Wait, I gotta go on. Yeah, guys, who's your favorite superhero? Me. That's what he says, me. That's my impression.
So who acts more like a teenager, you or Zachary? Because Grace Fulton said it was Zach. She said you're like a little adult.
That's just, I mean, he can be mature at times. I'm definitely like the dad of the group, I feel like. But I have my like immature side as well, because I'm like a 16-year-old kid and I'm like a teenager, so that happens. So I gotta give it to him. I'll just give it to him. It'll make him happy.
We'll give it
there
to
you go,
Zach.
buddy. I love you. There you go.
Aw, Asher
Great.
Angel, thank you so much. Aw, have fun in there. Aw. Okay, so stepping on stage in a little bit is Faith, and she looks great. She's got mommy getting her ready, like doing the old spit in the Kleenex and making sure her face is clean. But yeah, we've already seen so many cast members. We already finished our interview with Zachary Levi. We spoke with Mark Strong. We spoke with Peter Safran, the producer on Black Adam movie. What do you think about that?
And Zach is on the red carpet right now. He's going and bonding with fans and everything.
Oh, wow. Look at who we have here. Mrs. Faith Herman. You are looking fabulous.
Darla
miss.
Dudley herself.
So, what do you think of Shazam? Is the movie good? Should people go out and see this?
People should definitely watch it.
Why?
Because there's like a lot of humor and heart, and it's just, I like it. It's really good.
Okay, if you like it, then I'm in.
If you had a magic word you could say and turn into a superhero, what would your magic word be?
Ooh.
What's the first thing that comes to your head? Go.
Shablam.
Shablam. I think you might need your own movie. I think that's a good one.
Sometimes we would like rhyme stuff, and then Jawan would like do like rhyming things like Shazam, Bam, Fam, Lamb.
I like it. What would Shablam's powers be?
Ooh, flight, invisibility, and I don't know. Those are my two in my head.
I mean, those are both good. I would totally take those. If you could morph into any superhero, who would it be? Like, who's your favorite?
Wonder Woman.
Love it. What do you love about her?
I love her powers, and she's really like brave and smart, and I love the movie.
You're in a DC movie. Have you gotten a chance to meet Wonder Woman?
No, but I want to meet her so much.
That would be very exciting. I'm sure Gal Gadot would be very nice to you. You guys are in the same universe.
You're both awesome. Okay, I want to know who wins in a battle between Pikachu and Shazam. Ooh.
Sam has a lot of powers.
So is Pikachu in trouble then?
Maybe. Maybe in trouble, yeah.
I love it. Okay, do you have a favorite villain? Ooh.
Harley Quinn.
Okay, that's a great choice. I'm loving it. Catwoman, second place? Poison Ivy, maybe? Okay, I like it. I like it. Okay.
Which would you rather have, super speed or super strength?
Super strength. Like if something like a bus gets stuck on me or something heavy, I could pick it up.
Well, I hope you don't get stuck under a bus, but that's a good answer there. What kind of costume would you have? Would it look like your cool dress?
It has like a nice tutu on it probably and some glitter.
Lots of glitter. I dig
I
it.
am liking lots of glitter. All right, Mrs. Faith Herman, thank you so much. You were lovely in the movie. She plays Darla, who is a part of the foster family with Billy Batson. And in case you just saw us step up, it's because we're both weirdos.
Very tall
really
and weird.
tall. And Max, your head needs to block out the
Yeah,
sun.
hold
You
on.
gotta help us
I have
out.
to do that. There we go. Okay, there it is.
We got it. Okay, we got Marta Milans coming up here. Marta! Yay!
Hi!
Thank you so much for joining us. Okay, right off the bat, what is your advice for foster parents who adopt superhero kids? Like, what do they do?
They need to have a lot of patience and a lot of love, and I think with that, you're pretty invincible. You are already a superhero yourself. So.
Okay, I love it. So what about this film is going to stand out from all the other superhero films that we've been seeing?
I think you'll see it right away when you watch the movie that it's not just a fun superhero film, but it has such a heartwarming message for kids all over the world that they feel like they don't belong, they don't have families, and my character and Cooper's character bring a family to life, and Billy keeps coming back to that, and I think that is the message of the movie. It's about a kid who's just trying to find a home, and we give him that home, you know, so...
Great answer. Yeah, no,
I'm so crying
bringing
now.
the tears on, lady.
Which sounds more threatening to you, dealing with the supervillain played by Mark Strong in real life, or having a whole house full of rambunctious foster kids?
Well, as long as the foster kids stay small and I don't have to feed the adult versions of the kids, I'm fine. Because that could be in itself really challenging. And Mark Strong is such a kind, wonderful gentleman that even I have a hard time seeing him as a villain. Even to this day, I'm like, oh, you're too cute. You know?
Okay, so you're basically super mom in this.
I am super mom, man.
But
I might not be a superhero, but I'm the mother of superheroes, so I think that's even better.
Yeah, truly. But if you could be a superhero, who would you pick? Who's your favorite?
I would be with my mom in real life.
You're gonna make us cry. Oh my goodness.
But I would be happy to play Wonder Woman's understudy.
Oh,
for the third installment, no? Let's call Gal. Hey, Gal.
Get your people on the phone. So, in the world of parenting, what superpower do you think would come the most in handy if you were trying to deal with like 7 or 8 kids or however many in the house?
I think the superpower to heal. You know, if any of your kids got sick.
Grace said the same thing. She wanted healing abilities.
It's like imagine healing people that you love, people that you know they're suffering or whatever. So.
Yeah, they also can't play hooky from school. They can't call in sick.
Yeah, exactly. You'll be like, oh, you're never gonna get sick. Sorry. Go do your math homework.
So here's a silly question, but if you could have a Shazam word, like what would it be? Like if you turn into your superhero, what would be that crazy word?
Mama, ayuda. Which means mom, help me in Spanish.
Okay.
I like that. You get just the powers of mom.
Like,
I love it.
Mom? Where's my mom? Help me. Yeah.
All the mom vibes. Marta, thank you so much.
guys.
You're wonderful in the movie. Such a fun time.
All right. Well, friendly reminder that at the very end of the show, we have a special clip you won't see anywhere else from the movie. And also a huge thanks to Army National Guard for sponsoring this whole thing. And then I believe in just any minute now, we're going to be talking to David S. Sandberg, who is the director of Shazam.
David F. Sandberg, everybody, stepping up. Hello, David. So wonderful to have you on. Super exciting.
Good to see you guys.
Okay, so we're going to ask the tough questions right off the bat. Is there still room for a dark superhero movie? Because this one's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, that's the good thing about superheroes, that they come in all shapes and sizes, and, you know, some, like Shazam, lends themselves more to a fun tone, and then you have darker superheroes as well. So, yeah, it's just a good variety among superheroes.
And Shazam's a funny one, and we love it.
Yes.
Now, your background is mostly in horror, which is interesting because a lot of other directors have their roots in horror and have gone on to do superhero stuff. James Wan most recently, James Gunn, Peter Jackson. I guess The Lord of the Rings is sort of superhero. Exactly, yeah. What do you think it's like going from horror to making sort of more mainstream superhero movies? And like, what do you learn from that transition?
Well, I think it takes a lot of skill to make horror movies, actually, like a lot of cinematic skills that you can then apply to other genres. And I think what I think was able to bring was a sense of real jeopardy and danger for these characters. So you really, you fear for them, and that, things might not work out.
So there are so many eclectic Easter eggs in this movie. How many Easter eggs are there, and how did you decide on those? Like, what sources did you pull from when you were coming up with those Easter eggs?
I haven't counted them, to be honest. I mean, it's just
hundreds
from the whole DC world. I mean, that's what's so fun with making this movie, was that we could pull from the whole DC universe.
Yeah.
And then from really old school Captain Marvel, Shazam comics, and we even had Jeff Johns pull some really obscure ones that probably just him and maybe two other people will know what they are.
And you were talking a little bit about your horror background. Were there any horror tropes that you incorporated with this movie that you were like, hey, let's try this?
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a jump scare or two in there just to keep you on the edge of your seat, so it's not all fun and games.
And what made you think it would be effective in Shazam?
Sorry, what?
What made you think it would be effective in Shazam, like to use those?
To create a sense of jeopardy, to really set high stakes for the characters.
So if you got a chance to direct any other character from the DC universe, DC Comics, put it on the big screen, who would you go after?
I mean, Shazam is kind of the best one,
Hey, good answer.
I mean, he's the ultimate wish fulfillment character. I don't know, probably someone that is a little bit more unknown, maybe, because, that you can introduce to new audiences and not necessarily, there's a lot of expectations if you do like a Batman or a Superman or something like that.
So I'm not going to lie, I'm a little disappointed in the shoe game. We saw that you posted Shazam Nikes on Instagram, and I bet him $10 that you would wear them.
Yeah, no.
There's only 8 of them in the world.
Yeah, and I've been wearing them a lot, so they're getting kind of torn.
Do you have a size 11 for women's?
I'm sure we could get you one, yeah.
Okay, I don't care that I lost the bet. Just get me those shoes.
Well, David, thank you so much for coming by. It was wonderful chatting with you. And
absolutely awesome movie, seriously. Yay, thank you so much. All right, so we're at the end of the show. Yeah, that was like...
That was it.
That's it. Yeah, this is all brought to you by the Army National Guard.
Sign some posters, yeah.
Take some selfies. And help me with those shoes, because I really want them. That'd be really awesome.
We still have a little more time left. Don't forget that coming up in just a minute, we do have a never-before-seen clip from Shazam, which we'll be rolling in just a minute. But first, I guess we should talk about this a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want to give any spoilers away here, but we can tell you that it is when Dr. Sivana and Shazam see each other for the first time. And I mean, like, if that doesn't keep you hanging on, I don't know what will. They had amazing chemistry in the movie.
Something I do want to praise about this movie is the sheer amount of surprises it has in it.
Yeah.
I don't know, I can't stand it when, I go see a movie and I've seen all the best parts in trailers. There's a ton of stuff I did not expect to happen. It was kind of a wonderful mystery.
Yeah, it's a great mix. I mean, we were just speaking with the director, and it had those horror elements. Like, we saw in the trailer when Shazam pops up in the window and, like, scares Freddy. You know what I mean? it's a ton of fun, too. And it's just got all that superhero magic in it. You know what I mean?
And it both dips into sort of the golden age fantasy of comics, but also the sort of golden age of I feel like Spielberg 80s movies.
Oh my gosh, everyone's screaming right now. More stars stepping out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we've got to wrap things up. But first, a big, huge thank you to Army National Guard for putting this on.
Yes.
And I guess without any further ado...
Check out that clip.
Yeah, let's do it. Thanks for watching.
Sir, can I help? Can I help? Do you want an autograph or something? Give me your power. Or die. Oh, snap. You're like a bad guy, right? Okay. Look, before this gets really stupid for you, you should know that I'm basically invincible. So you know...
The weapons of man draw no blood from our kind. The only thing that extinguishes magic is magic.
Oh, you did not see that one coming, did you, Grandpa?